This is a quick tutorial on how to create like a very simple pop-up message that you normally see in some of the user interfaces. So I'm going to show you what we are trying to achieve. So let's say that I have this Google map and I have this little pop-up and this little marker in here, and I just want this pop-up to appear. So I'm going to click preview. And then when I click preview, I just tick here and then it appears. When I click away, it just goes away. Okay, so that's a little bit what we're going to do. And in this layer, in this page that is here, is like the starting point. So the first thing that you want to have to do, this Google map, by the way, is just a screenshot, an image from the internet. So and this is just an object that you create on top of that image. So as you can see here. Then what you probably want to do, I want to have this appear when it pops up. So you have to create one frame per page in a way. But then I have this frame that is for the Google map, and this is another frame with the content for the pop-up, okay? And then I want to just link them up. So I'm going to select this object, which is the trigger or the button, and then I create an interaction right here on click, and I want to happen on click. And there is one of these actions that is kind of set for these sort of situations. I've open overlay. And then you just say overlay, which is basically here we are kind of establishing the destination. Okay, what do you want to overlay this page? And I say, because I named this page like pop-up window, I select pop-up window. Then you have some options. I say, okay, you want this to appear on this page. Where do you want to appear? When this element pops in on this page, where do you want it to be located? There are some previous options. There is center, there is top left, which means center is the center of the page, top left that you can select. But the manual one is in case that you want a specific place on the page. Like I want this to appear next to the trigger, next to the marker, okay? And then when you click manual, you can drag and where you want this to appear. And it's going to be right here just because I want this to be next to this element. This is just basically if you want to close when clicking outside, you can also have a button that closes this pop-up. But if you want to just the clock anywhere outside the object, you can tick this. And background is cool. It's basically if you want the background to be a little bit darker to highlight the element. So you can, if you tick here, you can say, you can select the different color, by the way. The one that comes by default is black. And you can change the opacity as well. Like you can make it a little bit darker or less darker, or 15, and it will be much lighter, or 30. So, and the animation is this, how do you want it to appear on the page? So do you want like a dissolve effect? The one that is shown in the example that I showed to you is moving. And then you say, okay, would you want to move it from the right, from the left, from the top, from the bottom? And you want ease in and ease out, or gentle, quick, or bouncy, etc. You can try each one. There is a little preview that will tell you how it will pop in, and this is just the duration. I mean, how slow you want this to appear. And then I close this, and I test it. So I select the frame, I click preview, I tick and appear, I tick out and it goes away, which is what I wanted. I would just want to show you the difference on the, if I click in this little connection that is right here, it opens the the settings for this animation, or I can do it in the prototype, depending of what is more comfortable. If I say bottom right, okay, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So let's go here and you see. So it's like a preset. So that's what I said, manual. You just move it and control it better. What happens if you want a button to close this panel? Let's say like I just want to have a button that close this panel. And I'm going to, this is not exactly what I want now, but I'm going to use this button to close this panel. So I'm going to select this button, interaction, and on click. There is an option here in the actions when you say close overlay. So that means that this element is going to close, and that's all it does. So yeah, so let's see if that works. So I'm going to click preview. Yeah, but it also keeps the other option, by the way, because I still have selected the close when clicking outside. So okay, so it's pretty simple. You use the ones that by default. I hope it helped. Well, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you. Bye.